I'm converting a walk-in freezer into a sound booth. And today I'm gonna test out how much sound it blocks before and after installing some soundproofing. So to do that, I'm going to use a RisePro sound level meter to measure how much sound comes in at its quietest and when there's noise coming in from outside. Now, besides the obvious reason of needing a quiet space when I'm recording, I'm a little concerned about this one wall in particular that is up against a chicken coop. Now, we don't have chickens yet, but we do want to get some down the road, and I need to make sure that that's not going to cause any sound problems down the line. Keep the chicken situation in mind because that's going to come into play later on in the video. All right, let's get into it. Now, one thing we've got here is there's a hole that goes all the way to the outside here and up here. Those are from the drain pipes from the compressor. Definitely gonna let in a lot of sound already. But anyway, let's set this up and see what we get. Okay, so with the door wide open, we'll see what this is registering when I'm just totally quiet. So it looks like about 37.4 decibels. So now we'll see what it is with the door closed. Okay, so that was interesting. So 35 decibels seemed to be the most consistent reading. Did flash to 33 a couple times. So that was trying to be totally quiet. I'm gonna test it next with making some noise outside. Okay, so I'm just speaking at a normal volume. Here I've got the door, I'm about 5 feet away from the door. Just talking at a normal volume. The front door is not sealed, so sound is still going to be coming in from there. Okay. My neighbor might think I'm a little crazy now because I was outside this wall where the chicken coop is. I was just speaking in a normal voice all the way around. I'm a real self-conscious kind of guy, but oh, hey, there's nobody outside. So I started, I don't know how they could hear me. I was clucking like a chicken. And then I hear my neighbor talking outside. So, yeah. Am I blushing?
How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
So now, as a point of comparison, this is the space I'm currently using to record. It's my bedroom closet. So yeah, we'll fire up the level meter and see how it compares. Wow, 35.5. That is surprisingly good, actually. According to the instruction manual, the lowest that this thing is supposed to read is like 40 dB. Some of the reviews I've seen says that their copy of the instruction said 30 dB. So I'm gonna go off of that. So I mean, considering that we're going down to 35.5, we've got some pretty quiet environments here, which is pretty cool to see. Now it dawned on me though that I was only testing it at its quietest. I need to step things up and maybe get some help and test how well it blocks out loud noises. Good thing I've got 4 kids. Okay, all together. Okay, so it looked like that was about 40 decibels on average when they were all carrying on. Walk-in freezers, or at least this kind, not soundproof in and of itself. So they definitely need additional soundproofing stuff. So hopefully with the carpet glue and the drywall and the acoustic foam and then the mass-loaded vinyl on the ceiling, it should see some drastic improvement. And yeah, we'll see how close to perfect we can get it. So this is our roll of mass-loaded vinyl. It's supposed to be a good sound barrier. Originally, we're gonna be putting this on the ceiling. And how heavy is that roll?
Very heavy.
Yeah.
2-man lift at least.
Yeah. I think it's like a pound per square foot is kind of how dense this thing is. But we discovered that there's actually above the freezer is this big open attic storage space. So it creates enough of an air barrier that we shouldn't need to put the vinyl on the ceiling, which is wonderful news. So instead, we're gonna put it on this back wall here, which is where the chicken coop is on the other side. So to hang the mass-loaded vinyl, we used these 1-inch cap nails from Uber Quiet. The plastic cap around the top of the nail creates a seal that keeps any sound from leaking in through the nail hole. So we've got this whole wall finally covered in the vinyl. So before we go any further, just to compare, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll check the sound level meter and we'll see what kind of a difference there is. Ready? So yeah, up to almost 90 dB at the top. So the vinyl and everything is definitely making a big difference. So yeah, here we go. Maximum 92.8 is the highest it got. And the lowest we've gotten is 33. So yeah, it definitely makes a huge difference. I gotta admit, this thing is pretty fun to play with, and it's definitely a lot more efficient than setting up a microphone, recording an empty room, putting the recording onto the computer, playing it back, listening to the recording. So if you're working on creating a soundproof environment of your own, or you want to make sure your current setup is quiet enough, I would definitely recommend getting a sound level meter like this one. I'll put a link in the description below for where you can get one of your own. And with that, I'll sign off for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me again for the next phase of creating my sound booth. See ya.